welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're following up Bitaku's beautiful puzzle yesterday, which was almost approachable, I would dare to say, with another puzzle I am sure is also almost genuinely approachable, and this is called, it's called Pincer, and it's by Kuraban. And when I see the name Kuraban, it brings back fond memories for me, because believe it or not, Kuraban, about 2 years ago, I think it was June 2021, and Kuraban's real name is Blair. Well, Blair involved me in his proposal to his then girlfriend Amanda. It was in the form of a puzzle which we actually featured on the channel. Once it had all gone well. Amanda is now Blair's fiancée, and it was really cool. Basically, I'll try and remember to put a link to this, but it basically had killer cages in the grid, and the alphanumeric equivalent of the killer cages spelt out, "Will you marry me?" And Amanda said yes, and I think Blair and Amanda are planning their wedding rather than already wed. I might be wrong about that, but anyway, that's why the name Kuraban evokes a smile when I see it. Now, I am told by the testers that this puzzle has been solved a ludicrous number of times. Like, I think it's over 1,000 times, which is incredible for a puzzle. Well, it isn't maybe incredible, but it's very unusual for a puzzle that appears on our Discord server or Logic Masters Germany. So it's very popular, and that, I am told, is because it is rather brilliant. And I've read the rules, and they seem very normal. So I will read you those in a moment or two, and we will have a go at Kuraban's puzzle, and hopefully extract some joy from it. But what else have I got to tell you about? We've got our kids hunt going on Patreon. Whether you're a big kid or a little kid, check it out. You'll enjoy it, and it probably won't take you too long. And I've got a few birthdays actually. May the 22nd was obviously a day when a lot of intelligent people were born. I'll start with Alid. Alid, your girlfriend Kate wrote to us, and she told us that although the two of you live in different cities, you do try and watch Cracking the Cryptic together when you can, and you've started doing the Times Quick Cryptic crossword together over FaceTime, which is wonderful. I'm always delighted when I hear people getting into cryptic crosswords, and you've been watching our Times masterclasses on Fridays, so we're glad if that helps. And Alid, happy birthday. I hope you have lots of cake, obviously. Next, Justin. Now this is a day late, but I'm pleased to tell you, Justin, this is not my fault. Your friend Lucy wrote to us, but admitted that her email, which arrived last night, was probably not in time. But I gather that you were having a surprise birthday party yesterday, replete with, let me show you, I've got a picture of this, an Elden Ring 22nd birthday cake. Now that is a beautiful looking cake. So Justin, I hope you had a great party and also a great birthday. Next, now I should know how to pronounce, I think it's Leah's name, but it could be Lee as well. I think it's Leah. Now, Justin turned 22. Leah, who is the best friend and best grandma of Evie and May, turned 91 yesterday. So that is a fantastic age. So Leah, I hope you had a brilliant birthday. I gather that Evie and May had bought chocolate muffins for you, which sounds like a recipe for success. And I'm just thrilled at the sort of the range of age of people who watch this channel. It's extraordinary. We have emails from parents of children who are 2, 3 and 4. My own nephews I saw watching it. Hello Ruben, if you're watching, and Zavi. It's just amazing. So we've got really young children watching, and then Lee, who's just turned 91, or Leah, who's also just turned 91. I wish I knew. If we have any centurions watching, please drop us an email and let us know. That would be a thrill. Next birthday, Leon, over there in Germany. Your girlfriend Laura wrote to us and told us that you always watch and you sometimes try the puzzles. And Leon, I hope you have a brilliant birthday. And then Peter, Now, your dad Noel wrote to us, and he said he wasn't sure if he was allowed to reveal your age. Well, it doesn't seem like a very secret age, so I'm going to reveal it. 37. Peter, happy 37th birthday. I hope you have a very good one. And finally, Rachel, over there in Vancouver, you have turned 19 today, and I know this because your twin sister Sarah wrote to us, and I think Sarah got you into cracking the cryptic, but Rachel, you might be the bigger fan now. And you're having cupcakes today, which sounds good, although not chocolate ones. Although Sarah was very keen to tell me that she will get the ratio of icing to cake correct, which is 1 to 1, of course. So that's all good for you, Rachel. And Sarah also sent us a picture of her dog, Ladybug, watching the channel. So not only do we have the full range of human beings watching, we also have some animals too. It's all good. It's all good here on Cracking the Cryptic. Now, let's have a look at Pincer and see what Kuraban has constructed for us. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Along thermometers, digits must increase from the bulb end. So imagine this was a 1. If this is a 1, we have to increase as we go up the thermo. So we could do something like that. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. So just as mercury would rise as the temperature rises, our digits rise as they move away from the bulb. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So if this was a 1, 2, 3 arrow, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. We write 6, not 5, into the circle. The purple line contains a set of consecutive digits. So we aren't told today that the digits can be non-repeating, because they obviously can't repeat, because that would cause us a Sudoku problem. So imagine this square was a 1. Now we would know that the consecutive digits that must be on the purple line would have to be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'd fill it in like this and hopefully not lose our army with a misclick. And finally, digits may not repeat along the marked diagonal. So we have the negative diagonal, so called because on a graph of y versus x, this would have a negative gradient. Anyway, we've got to have the digits 1 to 9 once each on this diagonal, no repeats, or that will be an error. Now do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And I know exactly what our friend Mr. Goodliff would do. He would pencil mark these thermometers, which I might have to do that. How long is this one? That is a 7-cell thermometer. No, I'm not going to do that. I've seen something else I can do. Right, but firstly I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit that's not on the thermometer. I'm going to look at that square, because we already looked in the example about what the minimum digits could be on this thermometer, on this arrow, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3, and we got to 6. So we know that corner square is at least a 6. Okay, I can't see what to do with that. I'm going to have to do the thermometer. Okay, so what we could do, and I actually see that doing it would reveal what I'm about to tell you anyway, but I'm going to do it my way, which is to ask, what is the minimum value of those 5 cells? Now hopefully you will answer that question with the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I would agree with that. So the absolute minimum we can have in one, is sort of the highest one of these thermos would be a 5. Now that's also the maximum, isn't it? Because if anything in here is a 5, we're going to get to 9 on that thermometer, because we will, even if this is a 5, we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9. If we try and make that 5, this is going to be a 10. So we know, we know lots of things, therefore, because we know that we can't put 5, we can't put anything bigger than 5 in those 5 cells. We know they're 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We know the bulb is therefore 1 because it's going to be the lowest digit. We know there must then be a 2 in one of these 2 squares. We know there must be a 5 in one of those 2 squares, because neither of these could be a 6. And we know that one of these thermos does, I don't know how to pencil mark this, but one of the pincer, one of the claws is going to have to go, if this was 5, we go 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to put a lot of pressure on that. If this was 5, we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9. So one of those things is true. I'm just going to look at this one actually, because if this is 5, let's look at it. So if 5, it's going to go like that, and then that's going to mean this has to be a 9, which is good and bad. It puts the least pressure on the arrow. Probably. Oh. Okay, alright, I've been slow here, haven't I? Bobbins. Right. Oh dear. Okay, well I've just seen something that's totally obvious and I didn't spot it, but I spotted it by thinking about what happened if this went 6, 7, 8, 9. If this goes 6, 7, 8, 9, the question I asked myself to get to the answer was, where do I put 6, 7 and 8 and 9 in this box? And I could see they didn't go there, so I could see that those 4 digits would have to go into those 3 cells. And that's going to cause a problem, because you can't put 4 different digits in 3 different cells. However, that's all true. That's all true. So it does mean this isn't 6, 7, 8. But what I should have said is, because I know one of these is 5, I know one of these strings of digits is 6, 7, 8. I don't know which one at this point. But one of those must have been 6, 7 or 8, and therefore what's that square what could it ever be? And this is a rather beautiful naked single, because it could never have been 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which appear in the box. And whichever one of these was 6, 7 and 8, they're looking at this square. So this could only ever have been a 9. Which would have been the pretty way of getting this deduction. Now, of course, that knocks 9 out of this circle, and you can immediately see this can't be 6, 7 or 8. That's very pretty. So this is 6, 7, 8. That's 9. Therefore, this is 5. And we know this because if we make that 5, that's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's going to break this again. So this is not 5. There's definitely a 1 on this arrow now, and I know where that 1 goes. That's quite pretty. See if you can see that, by the way. We'll have an Agad Mator style pause for those of you who managed to do it. Congratulations. The reason is, think about where 1 goes in the top row. One thing about a thermometer is the only place you can put a 1 on it is in the bulb. Well, therefore, none of those are a 1. So the 1 in row 1 is in one of those squares. So it's not in those squares, so it is in this square. Now. Wow, that's very pretty. Okay, I've seen something else. So I think this puzzle is actually about the perimeter. This is very beautiful. Okay, to see what I've seen, it might be easier if I pencil mark those in. I'm just going to do that. But the question I asked in my brain, once I got this 1, was where does 1 go in the bottom row? And that's quite an interesting question, because again, we can't put 1 partially along a thermometer. So we're basically left with a binary option. We either put the 1 on the purple line, or we put it in the corner. Now, having pencil marked this square, you can see that there is a big problem with putting a 1 on the purple line, because the purple line will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this square is unfillable because we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the column. If we had 1, 2, 3, 4 on the line, this is in a null set. It's impossible. So in fact, the 1 in the bottom row goes there. And now I've got no idea what that means. Maybe this bit of this pincer, this crab down here, has got that cell. Can't be higher than 7. In fact, I'm going to stop there. That's beautiful. I'm going to ask about these squares as a set. This is really lovely. I understand exactly why this has been recommended to us, because it's just every deduction is really cute. Okay. So have a think about the green cells and think about their nature. How high could they be? Well, along a 3-cell arrow where the digits have to be different, in fact we can't put 6 on this one anyway, but ordinarily the digits you could never put on a 3-cell arrow would be 7, 8 and 9, because if you try the 7 with a 1 and a 2, you get to 10. So on a 3-cell arrow we can basically say that has to be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. In fact, with this being 6, 7 and 8, these can only be, actually, let's put it in, from 2, 3, 4 and 5. What about these squares? Well, this has a maximum value of 7. So this has a maximum value of 6, which means these 3 digits, they can't be 1, but they've got to be from the set of digits 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, which means the green squares overall are a sextuplet on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And if we look at this in a bit more detail now, where's the 6 in this sextuplet? It's not there, because this can't be higher than it, so it's exactly there. And that means this square here is a 7. Now, we can't put 2 there, can we? Because this square can't be lower than 2. We can't put 5 here. And in this column, well, not only is that not 6, but we've not put 7, 8 and 9 in, so that square is an 8 or a 9. It can't be a 7. And this square in the corner is 7, 8 or a 9, which immediately makes me think about this. Yeah, because, I mean, now I can't put 9 on this purple line, because if I do, it will be 9, 8, 7, 6, and this square's got no value. So, right, so 9 in box 9 has to be in one of those 2 cells. This square here has got to be less than 4, hasn't it? So this has got to be 1, 2, or 3. So that's, oh, I see. Hang on. We've got this. We've got something else going on here, I think. This 6 is pretty. That is a pretty digit, right? Okay. So the question I want to ask is, what's the maximum value of this cell? And the answer is 5, I think. It could have been, had the 6 not been there, then purely from a structure of a thermo perspective, it could have been a 6, because it's 3 cells from the end, so we could have gone 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we can't now, because this can't be a 6. It can't be 7, 8, 9, 10, so it's a maximum value of 5, which means it's 2, 3, 4, or 5, and now we just return our attention to this. Ah, this is sick. It's really clever, because if this has the options of being 2, 3, 4 or 5, if we put 2 on the purple line, it is 2, 3, 4, 5, and that breaks this cell. So now where does 2 go in this row? Well, it can't go 3 cells up a thermo, so it can only go there, and once that's 2, that's 1. Bingo. Now 2 is up. 2 is on the arrow at the top. So this arrow has not got a 3 on it now, because it's either 1, 2, 4 or 1, 2, 5. So where do we put the 3? Down here now. We can't put it there because this can't be lower, so the 3 goes exactly there. This has not got 3 on it. Oh, all right. So let's just keep grinding the perimeter. Oh, that's a 1. Just noticed that by Sudoku. I mean, it's outrageous I'm being made to do Sudoku in the Sudoku puzzle at this early stage. But look, where does 2 go in this row now? It can't go here because there's a 2 in one of those. And where can it go in terms of a thermometer? Well, it must be very close to the bulb, so it can go there. Okie dokie. What does that mean? That means... don't know. Hang on. Let me think. How do we extract more information from this naughty little puzzle? We could... What are those squares? They are a 6, 7, 8 triple, aren't they? They've been a 6, 7, 8 triple from the start. This square is at least now... Maybe I've got to pencil mark this thermometer, which is so anathema to me. I almost refuse to do it. If that's 8, we would know that this was 7. Is that problematic? Oh no, it's the perimeter again. This is lovely. Where does 3 go in the bottom row? It can't go here. It certainly can't go there because we can't write 2.5 into this. So this line has got a 3 on it, but no 2. So we know what the contents of the purple line. So this is 3, 4, 5 and 6. And that fixes the thermo. Oh, that's so cute. Because now, these squares are from 7, 8 and 9. But we've got to, obviously, we can't put 9 partially along a thermometer. 9 can only ever go in the bulb. Sorry, in the tip. So, and now we just simply exploit the fact that 8 is larger than 7 to fill in the whole of the thermo, which makes this a 9. This thermo's probably got restricted now. Look, 9, this is 8. So that's a 7, which means this is a 2, 4, 1 triple. And now I'm going to ask where 4 goes in the top row. Is that a good question? 4, 5, 6. Yes, it is a good question. Okay, if we put, I think 4, we've got to be very careful about making this too high, don't we? 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, in fact, no, this is just forced. The highest value this can be is 7, and it can't be any lower than that because it would force this to be too low. So it must be 7, and we must step down in units of 1. That's probably been available for a while. This square here is an 8. That's an 8 by Sudoku. This is a 5 by Sudoku. This is a 4 by Sudoku. That's a 4 by Sudoku. Just using the... Oh, I've not been looking for 3s in the corner. We haven't had a 3 in the corner. And we aren't going to get one, I'm afraid, today. But look, now we've got a 2, 3 pair here. So this is from 4, 5 and 6. We have almost used all the clues, which is slightly disconcerting. We've used this wonderful perimeter, I think, as much as we can. So what we're going to have to do now is think about this diagonal, I think. And the dreaded Sudoku word. That's also probably going to come into this, isn't it? 6 is in one of those squares. 5 is in one of those squares, look. 9 in this box is in one of those squares. Right, that's weird because that reveals sort of surreptitiously that this is a naked single. And that's because if you think about it, we've got 4 cells unfilled, but 3 of the digits that are the 5, 6 and the 9, we've locked into just 2 cells each, and none of them can go in this square, so that square is a 3, which is the other digit we've not pasted or not thought about. 3 is in one of those squares. 3 is in one of these squares. 3 is in one of these squares. 3 is in one of these squares. Ah, not there though. Right, so let me just explain. I was mapping these 3s around. So 3 is forced here. Now if we look at this arrangement of 3s, it's a good thing to get used to seeing this sort of thing. If you can align a digit into the same 2 rows using these sorts of pencil marks, immediately ask where the 3 goes in the other row. And you can see it can't go there, so it must be in one of these 3, but that 3 knocks it out of the diagonal, so it's actually in one of those 2. I mean, it might have been useful. It turned out not to be. 8 is in one of those squares. What about 3, 5, 6, 9? So these are, I think these squares are just 3, 5 or 9. It's not brilliant. I'm getting a bit stuck actually. Ah no, look, there's a 3 here. So that's a 3, that's a 2. No, that hasn't really actually unstuck me very much. What's it going to be then? It's probably the diagonal, isn't it? So what do we need? We need 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. So that's just 2, 4 or 5. This square, 2, 4, 6, I think. This square, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5 again. Oh, that one's not 4. So this one is very restricted actually. That's just 2 or 5. That's just 5 or 6, isn't it? Oh, so where's 8 on this diagonal? And it doesn't seem to be able to be in any of those 4 cells. Let's just check that. Yes, this whole panoply, a whole miscellany of Sudoku looking into this box and knocking out those 3 digits, look. Right, so 8 on the diagonal goes here, so that might be helpful. So in this row now, we need 4, 5 and 7. Oh, it's close to being very helpful, but not quite good enough. So this is not 5, that's not 4, that one... that's a 6 or a 7, look. This, oh, hang on, I've just found something. There's a 6, 7 pair in this column. So this becomes 4 or 5. These squares become 3, 4 or 5. Well, it's almost useful, but not quite useful enough. Oh, bobbins. Alright. So what else can we do here then? What other nonsenses do we have to perform in order to work out this naughty little puzzle? 4. What about 4? Or maybe it's 2 and 4 on the diagonal. Is there something we can learn from that? Or no, I mean, I'm almost sure it's going to be some simple Sudoku trickery. 1, 2, these squares are 1, 2, 6. This square's a 1 or a 2, for instance. Yeah, there's like a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple there, and a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple there. Right, that square's also 1 or 2. That sees 3, 4, 5. This is weird. Okay, so this is huge. This is it might be huge. No, it is huge. It is huge. This column has a 3, 4, 5 triple in it now, but we know the 3 must go in the corner of this box. Doesn't quite merit a song, but because it can't go here now because the 3 needs to be in this column. So this is 3, 4, 5. That means this square's 2, and that means this square's 6, which means that's not 6 down there. Ah, that's 5 now by the power of Sudoku. So that's 5 and that's 4. Now, is that doing any magic for us? That 5 knocked out a position for our 6, look. So that's 6, that's 6, 7, 8. This is 9. Come on. Right, there's no 5 down here. This became a 3, 9 pair. This becomes 2, 4 and 5. Oh, we can... I don't want to do colouring for once. I just want to fill this in. We get what Mark calls a chocolate teapot triple there. We need 1, 4 and 5 along here. So this square's a naked single. That's a 1 now, apparently. This needs to be 4 or 5. That gives us a... Whoa! That gives us a 3, 4, 5 triple here and makes this a 1, 2 pair, which means this is 1, this is 2, this is 5, this is 4, this is 2. That's become a 3. This has become a 4 by Sudoku. So that, hopefully that's all working out. That becomes 3, that becomes 9. We need a 9 in the middle box. We need a 7, 8 pair here. Now, can we do anything else good as a result of that? That 4 I've noticed is doing the green digits over here. So these squares are 1, 2 and 9. That's a naked single. Sees 2 and 9. Aha! We're off to the races again. So that's a 9. These squares are 3 and 8, which might not be resolved. Oh, bother. Okay, what about this row? Oh, no, this column. 6 goes here. 5 goes here. We can't repeat 5 on the line or in its own row, of course. So This 6 is now useful. 4, 7, 5, 4, 3, 6, 3, 8, 8, 7, 7, 2. Bingo. Yay. Absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful puzzle. Was it genuinely approachable? No, it's not. It's not genuinely approachable. That's harder than that, because you have to have some experience probably in terms of just thinking about how thermometers can grow. It might be genuinely approachable if you just approach it the way Mark would and just slap all the options into the thermos, because I can see if you do that, you're going to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in box 3 will immediately become obvious. You've still got to have the thoughts about the 6, 7s, 8s though. And I really liked, yeah, it was this 9, 8 impacting on this and giving rise to this sort of sextuplet in that column. And I loved the fact that you could keep thinking about where digits were in terms of this purple line as well. It's a quality puzzle, really is very pretty indeed. I hope you had a go. Let me know in the comments. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.